Hey everybody, I haven't done a video for a while, and got several that I'd like to do here. Got a little bit of time to do it. A few days off from work in between projects, and thought I'd take this opportunity to kind of show you some of the things I've done here around the farm. First thing I want to show you is this is the wood burner that I installed last year. I did a video of this thing sitting on my trailer out there after I'd bought it and went and picked it up. It is a Lily wood burning stove. You know, they've made excellent stoves for I don't know how long, 30 years, 35 years. You know, I know people who bought some of their original stoves back when they first started making them, and still have them today, or know where they're at being used. So you know, very good stove, very efficient. But what I wanted to show you on this is this piece right here that I built. Coming out the front of the stove, you can't see it because they're underneath this plentum that I built, but coming out the front of the stove are two vent ports. There's actually two tubes that run through the stove right here that actually pick up the heat. The blower motor right back here, and the little plenum on the back of the stove right here force the air up through those vents and out the front of the stove. Now, if this stove was on the main floor, or if all I was interested in doing was heating the basement here, that would be fine. However, I wanted to make the heat go up into the house by way of this ductwork right here. So what I did is I made this plenum at my shop, welded it all together, drilled and tapped bolts that you can see right here. Actually punched the holes in the plenum itself, drill and tap the top of the stove so that I could set this thing down on it and bolt it down tight. And surprisingly, it's working very well. I mean, the ductwork is extremely warm. You know, obviously I'm confining, you know, the path that the heat can take, and you know, consequently it's doing what I want it to do. I did make this little plate for the front. If I take these little 3/8 nuts off, see if I can do this without burning myself. There is a vent that I put in there so that if we're down here, you know, in this space for whatever reason, because we are talking about remodeling this and actually making it a livable space, I can drop that plate down and some of the heat will actually come out here into this area. I don't know that we'll necessarily need to do that because just the stove itself keeps it pretty warm down here, but at any rate, that's what I did that for. At the end of the day, it's all about trying to save money. I invested, you know, just a little over $1,000 in this stove last fall. I don't really have anything in the plenum. The ductwork was all existing. The ductwork's actually our cold air return for our heat pump. So I'm actually getting a dual use out of the heat, or out of that same ductwork. So I didn't have to run any new ductwork. And all in all, it seems to be working. Now, we haven't had any real cold temperatures. You know, I think the other morning it was down to like 22 degrees. You know, the house you know, it varies because, you know, this stove's actually sitting at one end of our house, so the other end of our house obviously isn't going to be as warm as this end, but you know, all in all, you know, if it's 72, 73 degrees at this end of the house, it's 68, 69 at the other end. And, you know, that's not too bad. I mean, the bedroom and laundry room and things are what's at the other end of the house, so, you know, I prefer to sleep, you know, in 68 degree, 69 degree temperatures anyway. But one cool thing about this stove that I want to show you real quick is this little thing right here. And what that does, you see that it comes, the wire comes out of that box and down to that blower motor. And then there's a wire coming out of the blower motor that I have plugged into this extension cord right now. What this little box is, it contains a thermostat. I don't know if I can get around there. Yeah, there you can see it. This thermostat is set at a certain temperature. So if for whatever reason the chamber of this stove falls below a certain temperature, then that thermostat automatically kicks the blower off so that you don't continue to blow cold air through the house. You know, this isn't original to this type of stove, but it's a very nice feature to the stove. You know, it just saves, you know, waking up in the morning and your fire's burnt down and you know, your house is cold because the blower's still running and blowing cold air. Like I said, Lily's have built stoves for a long time, and you know, they've pretty much got it down. You know, you can see, let me open this up. You know, you can see there's a big fire chamber in there. You know, I cut, most of the wood that I cut is, you know, 22, 24 inches long, and I can just pile it up in there. So, you know, it's a very nice stove. The only thing I would say is if I had to do all over again and start all over again, I'd have lifted it higher off the floor, probably another 6 inches. You know, it's not a deal killer, but it just would have been a little easier to throw wood in there. But since I have the plenum built and of course my chimney pipe and all that stuff installed, I'll probably just leave it alone. But anyway, just wanted to do this little video here real quick and show people what we've done here at the farm. I do have an upcoming experiment that I'm going to try, that I'm going to do a video on, that basically part of this heating system will be part of that experiment. I'm not going to say too much about it right now because I want to get everything set in place and ready to go so that I can actually show, you know, what I'm doing. But probably be doing a couple more videos here today and get them all uploaded. So look for me to be yakking away again. Bye.